Hi, I'm Rebecca Pacheco, and this is a yoga sequence that I've created especially for Runner's World. It's just an essential yoga practice to make you a better runner. We're going to start with a simple forward bend. In terms of the families of poses that we do, a forward bend is among the most calming and relaxing. Now for this practice today, I should tell you that you're going to need a strap, a beach towel, or maybe a belt. We're going to do something a little bit special later on. So let's get into our forward bend. Feet are hip width distance apart, soften your knees a little bit, and dive forward nice and easy. You could hold opposite hand to elbow, let your head hang down, just take any tension out of your shoulders, your neck, feel free to shake it out. If you're less flexible and you have to bend your knees quite a lot, not a big deal, no problem. If you're hunched, better to bend the knees, make it comfortable. And then as you breathe, as you get warmer, you'll start to straighten your legs a little bit. Give it a couple big breaths here. Just imagine letting your whole day go, letting your last run or your last race go. Just shake it out. Then let your hands dangle to the floor. Pick up your strap. Slowly round and roll up to stand. I'll face you to show you what we're up to. You're going to take the strap wider than shoulder width and raise it over your head, knuckles toward the sky. Take a breath in, stretch through the sides of your waist. As you breathe out, let the strap slowly come back behind you. Now you want this to be a smooth movement, so if it's not, go wider on the strap. You shouldn't get stuck and be wrestling with your own shoulders. Inhale upright, come on forward as you exhale. To the top, and let it go. This is great if you sit at a desk all day or if you've been traveling, sitting on an airplane, maybe lugging heavy bags as you go to a race destination. To the top, inhale, and come on down. This next time you'll go up and stay up. Come a little bit more narrow with the strap or with the towel. Soften your knees. Let's wake up the sides of our body. So tilt your knuckles over to the right. Stretch the left side of your torso. And then you're just going to pour your body down the length of your leg. Square it up as you did in that first forward bend. Swing it open in the other direction. And now slowly rise up using your obliques and your lats. Do that 2 more times. Knees gentle, ceiling all the way to the floor. Wind it around. Knees are soft. It's going to feel so good on your lower back. Do this 1 more time. And then once we're up at the top, we'll pause and go 3 times in the other direction. Knees gentle, slide it down, square it up, swing it open, and lift. 2 more. Last one. Remember to go slowly, no head rushes here. Very gentle, head is heavy. Swing it open to the top. And now you'll release one side of the strap. Be careful if it has a buckle. You don't want to get yourself caught in the face. Take the strap behind your back. Go closer together. Bend your knees deeply. Squat down. Knuckles go back. Heart lifts. Breathe in. And dive forward, wrap and rinse your arms over your head. The strap just gives you your shoulders a little bit more space. Stretching the chest, tops of shoulders, let your head hang heavy. If it's not comfortable, you just use a wider grip. The next time you breathe out, you'll release the strap to the floor. And then slowly step your feet to touch. Come on up to stand. We'll do 1 sun salutation A. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Bend your knees, slowly bow forward. Halfway up, breathe in. As runners, it's a great idea to bend the knees if you have tight hamstrings. You might even rise up as high as the shins. Make your back as flat as you possibly can. Keep your belly drawn in strong. To your high push-up position, you'll step back. Inhale, look up. Heart moves forward and down. If you can, stop halfway. If you need to lie down, go for it. Upward facing dog, a breath. Downward facing dog, peel it back. Now that you're in your first downward facing dog, perhaps stretch out the backs of your legs. You can pedal your feet. Feel your calves lengthening out. Stretch your Achilles, even the bottoms of your feet. Step your feet to touch, and you'll raise your right leg to the sky as high as it will go. Head down. If this is too much too soon, your left knee can go to the floor. Stepping forward to a crescent lunge. It's a good idea to aim for a wider stance. That will help you balance better. You'll be less wobbly. Drop your tail, reach your arms to the sky as you breathe in. Hands through your heart as you exhale. Let's twist. Left elbow past your right thigh. Lift your heart up from the floor. Drive through your back heel and just gently rinse it around. You'll open your arms when you're ready, left palm to the floor or to a block, whichever you prefer. Shoulders relax from your ears. Turn, turn, turn through your abdomen. As you exhale, you might twist a little bit more. We're going to meet in Warrior Two. Back heel stamps flat. Windmill your arms around, square your shoulders right over your hips. And then show your palms to the sky. Let's reverse this. We had an early side body stretch with that strap sequence. Let's repeat that action, kind of open things up, leaning right kneecap forward, open the hip crease. And let's just windmill to the earth. Low push-up, or you could pace yourself, walk it back to downward dog. Maybe beginners will prefer that route. Inhale, upward facing. Open the chest, light up your legs. Downward facing. Left leg's gonna sweep up high. Take a big breath in. Soundlessly step up. Crescent lunge. Notice I have a little width between my feet. Arms go to the sky. Inhale. Nice easy twist. Cross the midline of the body. Right elbow past your left leg. Pick your heart up. Spread your wings when you're ready. Careful you're not cranking the neck. You want the spine to do the rotating, and your neck just follows the rest of your spine. You're unlocking this spot between your shoulder blades. It should feel really good. One more big breath. Warrior Two, back heel stamps flat. Windmill your arms around. So Warrior Two in Sanskrit's known as Virabhadrasana 2. Sanskrit's just the original language for yoga, and Vira means hero. So you're in the stance of a hero. Show your palms to the sky, reverse your warrior, go up and back, open-hearted, firm in your feet. Breathe in and windmill to the ground. Downward dog, or through your vinyasa, your high push-up to low, upward facing, and downward facing. Knees drop to the earth lightly. Child's pose. Toes touch. Sit back on your heels, forehead to the mat. This is a favorite of a lot of people. Rest a little longer if you'd like. Otherwise, come forward onto your belly. That's the beauty of these videos. You can hit pause, and I'll be here when you get back. Come up onto your elbows. Scoop your pelvis forward, chest opens. Now take your left forearm, parallel it to the top edge of your mat. Bend your right knee. Then just as you would standing, reach back, catch your foot, like a quad stretch before you go for a run. Start by pressing your shin bone back, lift your heart up to the sky. Stay here, or you might go more deeply. As long as the knee's okay, doesn't feel like it's in pain at all, pull heel to glute, elbow to sky, lengthen the right quadricep and hip flexor. Now, I'm going pretty deep. You don't have to go that deep. Just be mindful of your breath. You're not torquing the knee. It's not painful at all. 2 big breaths here. And breathe in. And breathe out. And gently release. We're going to switch it up. So right forearm parallel top of mat. Bend the left knee. Catch the foot. Start with some strength work. Shin bone back. Hang off the power of your back leg. If that feels all right, now you can stretch more deeply, heel to your bum, elbow to the sky. You're not collapsing into the shoulder, lifting up out of it, heart and hips squared as best you can. Give it a few breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out. Each time you exhale in yoga, you can think of it as a release, a creating space, first in your muscles and over time in your mind as well. Hands go underneath your shoulders, one under either shoulder. This is a little bit of a challenge. Squeeze your back, tuck your toes under, squeeze your legs really, really strong. Pull your belly in. The goal here is to lift your body on one plane up from the earth. So what you're not doing is lifting your chest and then hiking your butt to the sky. Instead, curl the toes under, squeeze your thighs, belly in, one plane, rise up, a reverse push-up, high push-up, downward facing dog. Go for a walk, or you could hop, feet to your hands. Flat back, lengthen. Bow down as you breathe out. Step your feet hip-width distance. With your two first fingers, hook your great toes. You might have to bend your knees a lot to get there. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Back of your neck is long. You may use the strength of your arms to pull your torso towards your thighs, but keep your shoulders peeling away from your ears. Keep them soft. See if you can move your hips forward. To help you focus your mind, it helps to focus your eyes. Land your eyes at one particular spot. Let everything soften around your peripheral vision. Give it one more breath in. Clear it out. Release your toes. Step your toes outward. Turn them outward. Malasana yogi squat. Bum drops down. Hands to your heart center. If this hurts your knees or your hips, sit on a block at any height. If you've been running higher mileage lately, it might be that this pose is pretty uncomfortable. And so you can sit or you can widen your feet even more. And if you think 5 breaths in this pose is uncomfortable, think of a baseball catcher. They spend 9 innings like this. Give it a couple breaths. Elbows pry the knees apart gently. Crown over your tail if you can. Stretching your groins, the hips. Next breath, hands go to the floor. Lift your hips to the sky and step your feet all the way together. Come up nice and easy. Arms will go over your head. Coming into dancer's pose, Natarajasana. Reach your right hand back behind you. Grab the instep of your right foot. Remember, you just did this on your belly. Same idea. Start by pressing the shin bone back. Hang off the power of your back leg. Relax your left fingertips, your left arm away from your chin. Breathing here. If balance is tough, I could put this left hand against a wall and work that way. Wake up your upper foot, let it lift you a little higher, and then gently release. One liquid movement, windmill your arms around, do the other side. Left hand reaches back. Grab the foot. Send the shin bone back, hinge at the hip, drop this right arm away from your chin. So it helps, I find, hand slightly higher than your shoulder, eyes slightly higher than your hand. Your eyes have a lot of power. Lift up and release. So maybe when you've been running, for example, you've set your sights on a stop sign ahead of you or a fellow runner, that your gaze, your drishti is really key for yogis, and it can help you in your running as well. We're coming into tree pose now. Sole of your right foot to your inner calf or your inner thigh, hands to your heart center. Pull your belly in, lift your crown up to the sky, and then let your arms go up. And gently step down. Let's switch legs. Really feel the 4 corners of your standing foot rooting you to the earth. Big trend in running right now is minimalist footwear, barefoot running. The thing about yoga is we've been doing minimalist footwear for thousands of years. No shoes. Feel the strength of your lower foot. Your ankle stabilize you. Think of that foot maybe growing 2 sneaker sizes. Root it down as you lift up. And release. I'm going to face back, top of my mat, feet touch. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Take a bow as you exhale. To a flat back, breathing in. Step to downward dog, or we take a high to low push-up. Ride the inhale through your upward facing and downward facing. Land your knees to the earth. And this is a beautiful stretch. I know it might not feel beautiful, but you have to trust me, for your feet. Just mentioned how important the feet are for runners. Take your hands and curl your baby toes under. So just to give you a view, I'm up on my knees. I make sure all 10 toes are curled under, and then I'm going to help even the littlest toe to curl under against the earth. Now, if you start to feel really strong sensation already, don't panic. Don't give it any more energy than it needs. Just slowly rise up, come out of it, okay? Otherwise, come down. We're going to give it 5 big breaths. You can meditate anywhere for 5 breaths. You can center your mind, make your mind focused and present anywhere. You're stretching bottoms of the feet. This is nice preventative work for things like plantar fasciitis. Maybe you've suffered from that before. Two more breaths. Relax your shoulders so you don't want to acquire tension elsewhere in the body as you're trying to relieve it from one part. Now we can release. Release your toes. I know, that was tough. Sit back on your heels, lift your knees up, shins. Stretch the tops of your feet. Okay, now we're headed onto our forearms for Dolphin Push-Ups. These are going to strengthen your upper body, your back, and your core. Take your forearms down to the mat, and a nice gauge to keep your shoulders safe is to grab your biceps, just as a measurement. Then release your biceps and interlace your fingers. Curl your toes under. Look at those brand new shiny toes after the toes pose work that you just did. Feel your toes fan out. Let your head hang down. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, walk your feet back. Nose comes in front of your clasped hands. You're like a plank. Inhale, pike your hips high. Head drops down. Exhale, walk the feet out. Nose in front of clasped hands. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. There's really no measure for how much you're walking the feet in. You have to figure it out for your own, ratio, your own height. And then pike the hips back up. Drop the knees down. This time, child's pose, and reach hands back to hold your heels. Relax your head toward the earth. Let your shoulders soften. And come on up. And now we'll head back onto the floor. Set your feet hip-width distance apart, taking that strength in our shoulders and letting it propel us up into bridge. So you'll lift your hips from the floor, wedge your shoulders in close together, and interlace your fingers. Feel your thighs nice and strong, like you were hugging a yoga block between your thighs. Press your feet down into the earth. You're putting it all together here. The shoulder work in the beginning, the core work, your strong legs in your warrior poses, and your nice open feet. Spread the toes, lift a little higher, and slowly come down. Take a rest for a moment. Ardha Shavasana, feet mat width distance apart, knees together, and just relax. Do 1 more of those, or we'll turn it into wheel. Wheel is a much deeper back bend. If you've never done yoga before, stick with bridge. Do the same thing a second time. Otherwise, hands go over your shoulders. Fingertips point down your back, elbows wrap in. lift your hips up. Rise, straightening your arms, lifting your heart to the sky. Maybe you walk your hands closer to your feet. Your neck is nice and loose, soft. Legs really powerful and strong. Feel the hip flexors open up. Give it a few breaths here. The breath is a good gauge of how hard you're working. If you can't breathe easily, you're working too hard. You're now at risk of injury. Breathe in. Tuck your chin and slowly lower down. Of course, the best gauge is how you feel, right? If something doesn't feel right, just come back down and reset. Let's take a moment here, rest our arms at our sides, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of our feet together. Hands are going to come to our hip creases, so the heels of my hands are near the pockets of my pants. Fingers point down toward the knees, and just press down, traction your spine along the floor. It's like you're relieving any lower back tension or compression from which a lot of people suffer. And now hug your knees into your chest. Set your left foot flat on the floor and extend your right leg high to the sky. Hold your calf. You could also use your beach towel or your strap around your foot here. And you're going to lift your shoulders up off the floor. Just come into a split on your back, gently drawing the shin in toward you. Some of you will straighten the lower leg, so now you're in a full split on your back, pulling your navel in, not yanking or pulling, just gentle. Let gravity work for you. When you look down, you can see your 5 toes on your left foot pointing straight up at the sky rather than torquing outward. One more breath. Head goes down, bend this knee, figure 4 back release. Take your right ankle over your left thigh. Right arm reaches through the space between your legs, and you can hold front of shin or back of thigh. Now, one important detail is if when you do this, your neck got tight and maybe your head involuntarily lifted off the floor, just put a block beneath your head or a pillow or a rolled up t-shirt, and let your neck be nice and neutral. Gently draw in here on the shin bone. That feels so good. Releasing your lower back to the floor. Now straighten your left leg along the earth. Let's center the right knee 12 o'clock and take a twist. Let it come across the midline of your body, arms open like wings, right cheek toward the floor. This is a favorite for a lot of people. And come on back to neutral. Set this right foot flat. Grab the left knee in. Start with a half split on your back. Go for a walk up the calf muscle. Head can lift from the floor. Possibly you've straightened this right leg. Remember, it's not important where you grab. I could be back here. I could have a towel or a strap. It's how it feels. One more breath. Bend the knee, figure 4 back release. Drag this right thigh bone up to support your heel. Reach through, hold back of right hamstring or front of shin. Great posture to add to your running repertoire before a run or after. Two breaths. Last biggest breath in. Clearing breath out. Straighten the right leg along the ground. Center the left knee at 12. Twist across your body. Left cheek toward the floor. And Sivasana. This is our final rest and relaxation pose. Stretch your legs out ahead of you. Drop your tailbone, or tuck it rather. Arms at your sides. close your eyes, and just enjoy letting the benefits of your yoga practice land in your body. Great job. See you again soon.